trainer. But now he's grabbing the headlines, claiming that he was Merv's live-in companion, and he wants part of Griffin's billion-dollar television empire. Our Steve Dunleavy met the man who's putting Merv in jeopardy.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Here they are.
Before Merv Griffin's Wheel of Fortune turned to jeopardy, before he was a billionaire, Merv Griffin became famous for writing the 50s hit song, I've Got a Lovely Bunch of Coconuts.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. They're lovely.
He had a lovely bunch of coconuts. That was his song that made him famous.
His name is Ellis Rubin, one of the country's top trial lawyers, who is about to tell the world how America's #1 sweetheart, Merv Griffin, is gay.
It was a homosexual relationship.
And to prove his Merv missile, he wants to call as witnesses Prince Charles and Lady Di.
We have Prince Charles and Princess Di. We have 2 former secretaries of state. I have a princess. I have a former king. I have many Hollywood figures.
At the heart of the upcoming courtroom brawl, Brent Plott, a handsome young polo player who claims he was Merv Griffin's gay lover.
Lovers. That's what it entailed. We lived together. We shared the same bed, the same house, the same TV set, the same tennis court.
Now, in a different court, Mr. Plott is charging in a gay palimony suit that Mr. Griffin owes him $200 million.
We will show by a preponderance of the evidence that in exchange for Brent Plott giving up his education, his work that he was doing at the time, and his own career, he agreed to become Mr. Griffin's social secretary, companion, business advisor, bodyguard, and other things that go into being a constant companion.
And he said, well, let's go to San Francisco, let's go get married.
The allegations are absolutely false, and frankly, they're garbage.
Tom Gallagher is Merv's Manhattan attorney, who is stunned by the charges.
What we have here is a fairly transparent attempt to extort money from Merv Griffin.
Counselor, for you, you sound uncharacteristically angry.
I'm angry because I tried every way humanly possible not to file this lawsuit. I have been trying to tell them, I think you'd be wise to negotiate a settlement of this matter, because just the filing of this suit is going to be damaging to everybody. Mr. Griffin is going to have to go under oath, and he's going to have to admit or deny thousands of things. That's my arena, and I can't wait.
In court, if this comes to trial, you'll be staring Merv Griffin in the face and saying, are you a homosexual?
You can be sure that the subject will be extensively covered for days and days and days.
This is clearly an attempt to sensationalize a baseless lawsuit for purposes that only Mr. Rubin can answer to.
Merv Griffin categorically denies owing Mr. Plott any money, having any agreement with him, and perhaps rightly, categorically refuses to address the question of sexual preference.
Sir, I've seen Merv Griffin with Ava Gabor, one of the famous Gabor sisters.
Ava Gabor is always used by Merv Griffin as his cover, as Rock Hudson used to do, by escorting women under studio orders to various social affairs, so that the public would assume that he's a very normal, straight American boy.
I'm not going to repeat his allegations other than to say they're absolute garbage. I mean, the fact is that, well, let me put it this way. It's my understanding that Mr. Plott failed to pass a lie detector test given by his own lawyers, and that I think speaks for itself.
Attorney Rubin claims several gay groups have called angry at Mr. Griffin because he has not admitted his alleged gay preference and stayed in the closet.
He was a fairly discreet person. He didn't go around to gay bars. He wasn't hanging out on the gay scene. He wasn't the kind of person that everybody knew about, but people who knew him talked, and it was fairly well understood that he was gay.
He promised me a lifetime job, cared for.
What Merv wants his audience and his fans to think about him is the same thing that they've always thought about him. He's a He's a wonderful person who's done an enormous amount of good things, and he's going to do more.
You could describe their relationship very simply as two men living together as husband and wife.